Hi, I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. This is a reading for Gemini. A mini, dare I say, love reading for Gemini. But heartbreak. But, oh God, the heartbreak though. The heartbreak though, before the true pure one comes in, it's something that is haunting you right now. Or it's time to finally say what you've been thinking to the person that you're with, and that is that it's not working out and I have to leave. I'm not feeling like I'm part of a couple anymore. I feel like I'm alone when we're together. So it's like you're gonna have that really tough decision about how to end it, how to go your separate ways. But there's some super mundane, super like day to day warning maybe for one or two of you here. And if you're having like intrusive thoughts, or almost like you keep having the same song repeat over and over and over in your head or something, or it's just literally anxiety and stress and depression, and you are like at the edge of collapsing, or you're just literally doing too much. This is telling you that it's okay to not blame yourself for that. Like, it's okay. I'm telling you right now, it's okay to not blame yourself for every little fucking thing in your life that's horrible right now. Please, sorry to curse, but somebody needed to hear that. I think you do that enough. There's an appropriate time to look at yourself in the mirror and be self aware and say, this is where I went wrong, or this is why that relationship didn't work out. But right now, it's asking you to, kind of a 12-step thing. So, for some of you, you're just on the wrong medication. Like a doctor put you on medication for anxiety, or for you can't sleep or something, or for like an antidepressant, and it's not working for you. Like it's making things worse, and you need to go back to your doctor and ask to get weaned off of it, because even though a doctor prescribed it to you, it's drugs. You're on drugs. You have to wean yourself off of it. Or it's change it. Find something else that works for you. Like I don't know what's wrong with me, but that stuff does not help me. Like I was in excruciating pain for the better part of my adult life. I had something called endometriosis, right? It's debilitating pain. It's um like if this was stabbing all your body, that's kind of how I felt. So maybe for one of you, this is a serious chronic pain situation that you need to medicate differently. Like I know it's like if you've had children, imagine labor pain that never goes away ever. Never, all day, every day, and no one cares, and no one helps you, and you go to the doctor like, I feel like I'm being stabbed all over my body, and they're like, here's an antidepressant. Now, off with ye, woman with cramps. It's disgusting. And some of the things that I let those doctors put me on before I knew better, when I was young and trusting, oh my God, if only I could go back knowing what I know now. Right, but antidepressants make me want to kill myself. They make me want to, like, one, literally just, oh yeah, suicide. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. So if you are on an antidepressant and you're feeling more suicidal, it's the fucking drug and you need to get off of it. But it is addictive. You'll go through the mind zap thing. So you need to not do cold turkey, because that's dangerous as well. It's dangerous as well. Like for some of you, it's like this heartbreak has turned into something that you thought that you could medicate, and you're finding out that it's just making it worse. Like it's messing with the chemistry in your body or your brain. And like I was saying, even things for like antidepressants that are supposedly safe and supposedly whatever, Like that stuff makes me a monster. If you if you ever knew me in real life and I was like a fucking monster, I can promise you I know what years it was. It was when I was on something called effects, or they put me on to deal with what was an internal bleeding problem. I had an internal bleeding problem. So this is metaphorical. Sorry if this is bloody and graphic, but if this is your heart, it's bloody and graphic. By the time I was able, by the time they gifted me, the hysterectomy I needed, I was in my fucking 30s. And thank God for Dr. Lee, my surgeon, who went above and beyond to save my fucking life when no one gave a shit for so very long. All of my organs were seared to each other, to my stomach lining, to my back, everything. It took a long time to undo all that damage, all those years of internal bleeding and damage, and not being taken seriously or treated correctly. It's like it was literally debilitating, but I couldn't get on disability because it wasn't considered a disability, even though I was disabled and like debilitating in bed, but I still had to work or I'd be homeless. And thank God for the people in my life that were, like my ex. It didn't work out and he was kind of a psycho, but when I needed him to be a big, strong fucking man and throw me over his shoulder and get me to the ER, he did. He saved my life. And but we've gone our separate ways, but I will always honor him for that. And so for maybe somebody, you need to just not just acknowledge all the damage that has been done to heal from it before this new love, but maybe forgiveness and say, I learned this from you, or you saved my life in that one moment, and I honor you, and God bless you, and you go your separate ways or whatever. If this is a divorce, it's going to be a little trickier than that, but not as complicated as you're making it out to be, okay? So if this is all in one, and I'm talking to someone who is like, oh my God, this relationship is over, and also I'm in a lot of pain, maybe physically, and no one's taking me seriously, and I feel like I want to kill myself. I feel your fucking pain. Like, I feel it. I understand it. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to force the doctor to give a shit. You have to do that. Like, the difference between how the doctors would treat me when I went in alone and when I brought in my big ol' ex was vastly different. So if you need a friend to go to the doctor with, or take in your mom or your dad or your sister, just so you're not alone, I think that this over and over and over and over in your head, or these intrusive thoughts, or this depression or this suicide can be fixed by changing the medication. Or I'm sorry for somebody going to rehab. And nobody ever wants to hear that. Ever. As a former alcoholic who I was self medicating because no one would help me. They'd give pain medication to the a hole who hurt his back at work, but the same doctor would, tell me, oh, I don't prescribe pain medication. Being a woman, being a woman is not fun in this country, and especially with all the stuff that's just being passed in the Supreme Court. Like, it makes me sick to my fucking stomach. As someone who has dealt with those kind of issues and already know how hard and how painful it is, for maybe somebody you're dealing with finding out that you can't have children, and it's causing either a breakup in your relationship or just a schism in your hopes and dreams for your future with this person that hasn't come in yet. And it's telling you to feel that heartbreak, whatever it is. But if this is an over and over and over again in your head and you can't sleep, you need to take care of that. You need to get some sleep. If you're on a medication that's not working for you, those would be the clues. Is that you're not okay. Whatever needed to be fixed is still not fixed. You're getting more depressed, you're getting more anxious, or it's like a song over and over and over in your head. It's like a help me SOS from your soul that something needs to change. And for some of you, it could just be as simple as a change in medication. Or if you are going through something like that is debilitating and no one's helping you, you go in with all of your energy and your might. And as a wounded warrior that you are, one more fight, this one more having to stand up when you feel like falling is going to be the thing that they hear, that this time they hear, and you get the surgery like I did. It was just one final time where I wrote a letter and said, no one's helping me. And it's been 15 years, you know? And that one final time, at 35 when they thought, oh, okay, because I couldn't get it before, I couldn't decide, to have a hysterectomy because I was young and maybe I changed my mind, maybe some, even though I couldn't have children, is really disgusting and despicable. So maybe someone is going through a lot when it comes to love, marriage, family, or pain. And this is just your heart, and this is all a metaphor for how hurt you are in your heart and soul. Like your little feel good heart inner child is, there's just so much damage that you have to pay attention to how you feel. And it's not okay to want to kill yourself, and it's not okay to want to die every day, and it's not okay to want to linger in an addiction that's killing you or making your life more painful than it already is. And if that means walking into a doctor's office and standing up for yourself with someone who's big and strong, like a bodyguard, they don't have to say nothing. They just, yeah, hey, Bubba, can you come with me for a minute? Like a half an hour, maybe. See how having a little bit of backup changes in that situation, or literally just say, I don't want to be on this medication anymore. It's not helping me. Like there was one time where I was in getting my drugs filled in the ER after a surgery. Oh my God, I've had so many. And I realized after sitting there and talking to the people around me that we had all, even though we were all there for different things, we'd all been prescribed the same medication. It's like literally everyone in there had been prescribed Ultram. Give me a break. So it was at that point that I started looking at things differently, the pharmaceutical company differently, or it's time to start looking at the way you're coping differently. Like if it's a crutch, if it's a drug, drugs are not the same. It's not the same meth that it was 25 years ago. It's not the same weed that it was 15 years ago. Ask me how I know. So if it's a time to, sorry, this is a really harsh message, but it's a time to really love yourself. Really love yourself, even though you don't feel self-confident right now. And it's almost like this is what you have going for you, is you don't feel self-confident. How does that make sense? To me, that means that you're in a place where you're humble enough to leave the past behind and make the change. Let what needs to die die and transform. Come out of the cocoon. Feel free again. And what you have right is that it's going to take effort. Like you're going to have to try over and over and over again every day for a little while, but you can do it. What you have going against you is just that either you're dealing with people that are very greedy, or I don't know, like maybe it's literally you have a crappy doctor and you need to change your doctor. Maybe it's that simple. But there's someone that doesn't have your best interest around you. It could be a Libra, it could be a Taurus, or a Capricorn. So if those are signs of someone that you have in your life that make you feel like there's a rain cloud over you, it's time to get away from that. And if that is a literal relationship or a marriage, it's time to walk away. They know how to say the thing that makes you stay. So know that before going into it. Because the bottom line here is no more lies, no more darkness, no more addiction. This is a time for rest and peace and renewal. The high priest is the happy squirrel, and this comes with being kind. If you don't know where to start, know that all the gods are on your side right now. Like Bjork says, what's that song? The pleasure is all mine. She says, when in doubt, give. When in doubt, give. Happy squirrel is intrinsically linked to compassion, kindness. So if you had to be really hard and kind of mean for a while, it's going to feel really good to come out of that. But like you might only be able to trust yourself right now and what you want. So maybe your partner just wants different things from you, and it's okay. And if it's not about medication or intrusive thoughts or depression, then it's literally just you being afraid to say, I have to go. I feel alone even when I'm with you. And it's causing me to feel like I'm drowning. War is over if you want it to be, okay? Choose peace. This is a middle ground. This is kind of if you feel like it's a purgatory, it's because you're about to step into heaven. Healing, victory. So if you do have an addiction or you are feeling afraid about changing medications, you will succeed here. You will succeed. You will heal. You will find, if it is medication, the right one for you, or you will be successful in getting off of whatever it is, the crutch that I did start drinking because I was in so much pain, and it turned me into a self-centered narcissist. That's what happens. You can't be like an alcoholic and a great person. You can try, but it ain't happening. So for some of you, it's like you're a really great person. You're a beautiful person. There's healing here. You are a healer. You can heal yourself. And if you have to stand up for yourself and you're the only one that does right now, then do it. But I feel like there is some forgiveness, either for yourself or for someone else. If you're leaving this relationship, let it be in a compassionate, loving way in which you honor each other and you wish each other the best. Like you were there for me and you saved my life, but I acknowledge that we're not right for each other now. And I'm going to, even though it's hard and it hurts, say goodbye to this commitment that's making me just feel scared or alone or suicidal. So there's a lot of damage here. It can't be done overnight. There's like a rehabilitation period afterward, a physical therapy, even if it's your heart, is a physical therapy. So this is a baby steps here. Slow and steady wins the race. Take it day by day, absolutely baby steps. And if there's a 12-step program situation that needs to happen, or this is who you're dealing with, just let them know that you support them in changing their medication, or you support them in, even though you're not seeing eye to eye right now, you support their healing, or them going to rehab, or them trying, to unwind them from you, or you from them in like a codependent manner, because this is a new relationship coming. And if you have fire in your chart predominantly as well, or water in your chart predominantly as well, check out the reading that I just did for a water or fire sign who's about to come into union with their soulmate. For real. and it's beautiful, but it might be scary at first, and there's a lot of damage on both sides. So I'll put a link in the comments for that as well. But let's see what to do. Oh, for some of you, this was just hard lesson after hard lesson after hard lesson. But now you'll know never to be in a relationship with someone for the wrong reasons, or be friends with someone for the wrong reasons. You're only ever going to entertain friendship, love, relationship, family, even with those that understand the way the world works and understand that you get what you give. You can't treat people like garbage and live that way. So maybe that's who your ex was, and it's still painful, but you're coming out of it. If it was codependency. If not, it's time to make the decision to heal in a different way besides this crutch. Or if you're dealing with this person that is doing this, it's time to say, maybe it's time to schedule an intervention. But I think this is more about love and the damage that comes from a broken heart and being hurt, and how long it takes to heal from it. But also how you really have to stand up for it, how you have to stand up for your inner child, or for the part of you that's being drowned out by medication that you shouldn't be on. If it's that simple. You can't trust a doctor to do the right thing for you. You have to stand up for yourself. And if you have to walk in, with the big stick and say, I need to get off this, or I need to change this, or I need you to give me a referral, then that's what you're going to do. And you have to kind of put on your Darth Vader pants a little bit there, even when you're feeling like collapsing. And you will heal, and you will be successful, and you will shake that monkey off your back, and you will never allow yourself to be in a relationship for the wrong reasons with the wrong one, or let the wrong ones in ever again. And no one can take those lessons away from you. This is big time stuff. This is hero's journey. So if it feels like nothing's happening, no, big things are happening. Your higher power, your guardian angels are very, very proud of you. And I'm not going to start crying because I cried throughout the whole damn last reading. But I can tell you right now, whoever you are, your guardian angels are very proud of you. You win. This is the light at the end of the tunnel after some incredible darkness. So hang in there, okay? Tomorrow, street boutiques. Take it easy. You don't need to get so serious into examining your pain. You don't need to examine your pain. I think that you have dwelt in pain long enough. Do not insist on suffering anymore. I insist on you insisting on not suffering anymore. So it's just a decision. You don't have to do anything if you don't feel like walking through that door yet. But if it's time to stand up for yourself, healing will come directly from that. Gifts, inspiration, and a newfound confidence. So if you're not feeling confident right now, it's because you needed to feel humble, at least enough to feel something that'll propel you forward. By the way, this is you, king of the castle. You build the life you want. You have everything you need, or you will soon, to build the world, the life, the castle, the stability, and the generational wealth that you want on your terms, and still feeling free and happy. Jack of all trades. It's just a stability that you couldn't have ever imagined is coming, but it's at the other end of this pain. And it's okay to miss somebody, but it's also okay to walk away and say, I learned this from you, or you saved my life. But it's time for me to go this way, and you close the book. So, endings, by the way, at the end of that rainbow is actual wealth. Actual wealth, not just stability, not just putting down roots, it's generational wealth. It's money in your pocket, it's money in the bank. It's being able to be the old man on the porch while all the little grandchildren are running around. Grandma, grandpa, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight that you're unable to see because of this intrusive thoughts or the wrong medication or the pain from the heartbreak. One more push, okay? One more push over that hill, wounded warrior that you are. But it's healing, it's being able to wish and hope again. And if you have water or fire in your chart, your soulmate is right around the corner. So check out that reading. Love yourself. Be there for yourself. Decide you're going to stand up for yourself. That's all you're tasked to do this week, okay, Gemini? It's beautiful. There's heartbreak there. There is damage. And then this beautiful kind of arc, which turns into a rainbow, which turns into a pot of gold, and all your dreams coming true that you forgot you even had. But take charge of your life in any of those ways that I mentioned, because that seems to be the key here, okay? So, love you guys. See you for the next one. Bye-bye.